Hey folks, let's try this for the first time and hopefully an ongoing series. Application reviews. So we all have smartphones, most of us have smartphones, Android phones, Blackberries, Nokia devices to an extent, and of course the phone that started the app revolution, the iPhone. We were contacted by Shape Services. It's a company that develops iPhone applications and a few other smartphone applications. They sent a few codes for us to review a couple of their apps, and there are some really cool things that they have, and the first of those will be the business card reader. Now, it's a pretty simple app, just judging from the name. It will read your business cards, and these devices, they've been standalone devices for a few years now, where you sort of feed your business cards in like a scanner, and they just recognize the text on them using OCR technology and fill in your address book using the details on the business card. It's quite clever. It picks up titles for people such as professors or doctors. It will detect fax numbers, email addresses, all the right stuff and the right context will be put into the contact book entry. So let's fire this up and see how it works. First we'll find it here on my phone. It's under Tools and BC Reader. It's a clever little Filofax icon it's got there. And it's got on the main screen fairly simple layout. It's quite neat and clever. It's got take a photo, so you can take a photo of a business card you've got in front of you. So you're out somewhere, somebody says, here's my business card. You say, no, save it for the next guy. I'll take a photo on my iPhone. Quite snazzy if you want to be a bit smug about it. It's got select pictures, so if you've got photos that you've taken before, so you don't have to go around scanning photographs or scanning business cards and waiting for them to process. You can take photos of a whole bunch of them and let the app process them afterwards. So let's say take photo, and we'll whip out a card here. It's random. Let's pick this blue one. This is a guy from Internet Solutions. Hope he doesn't mind his details being on camera. So you just give you a frame on there, and as soon as it's got it, you tap once on the screen and it takes a photo. So there we are. It's processing the information on the business card. This takes a few seconds, usually anywhere between 3 and 9 seconds, depending on the complexity. Ideally, you obviously have great lighting on the business card, and there is an option to use the iPhone's flash in here. And it's quite accurate. So here we've got Mr. Neil Mankies from Internet Solutions. I'll read it off the phone just so that you guys know I'm not reading off the card. It's upside down. Neil Mankies is a division of Dimension Data. So that's because it says that instead of having IS as the company, it's got a logo for IS, if you see there. And that means picks up text, not logos, so it's difficult to recognize the text in a picture. And it's got his work address, his work phone number, which is, let's verify here. Yep, it's his direct line. It even ignored the reception number. It just scanned in his direct line. That's quite clever. Got a work fax, his mobile number, and it's all correct. It is his 082 number. His work email address is at is.co.za, and then his work physical address, the campus, 57 Sloane Street, private bag, so-and-so, all the way down to the country. Mostly correct. So let's try another card. Let's see how far we can get with a fair amount of success. So this is a different card. This is a lady from Nintendo, or Core Group rather. She represents Nintendo, and her card is, instead of the usual portrait mode, it's usual landscape mode, it's in portrait mode. This one will be quite tricky because the text is oriented differently to what it's used to. In fact, now it's upside down because I didn't have the phone the right way up. Nope, that doesn't work at all. Completely incorrect information. So let's give it another go. Let's be sensible and think like a computer. Take photo again, and this time we turn it the right way up. So the text we read is the right way up, and it actually says on the screen here, this side up. So make sure that it's just oriented as it would be in real life for you to read the card. Let's try scanning it this time. A bit of a closer zoom there. Again, processing there. And bam! Kate Kearney. It's got her contact numbers, both of them. It's got her work email address a bit wrong. kaek9core.co. Not that great. And the company is completely wrong. It's again because there's a logo next to core group. In fact, the whole core group thing here is a logo right next to stylized text. That doesn't pick up properly, but her name does, and both phone numbers do. So the app isn't like the text recognition is really hit and miss in most cases, and that it works this well is really, really good. So all the stuff where it's wrong, you just go back. It gives you the usual interface for editing address book contacts on the iPhone. So you can just go there, click on the X, and enter the correct company details. And you can go down and fix some of the other things like your email address, which is completely bonkers wrong. So when you click done, it adds that person to your iPhone's address book, and then when you sync your iPhone with your Mac or your PC, it'll add it to that address book, since everything syncs so well with the iPhone on the Apple platform. It does take a while sometimes to save that contact, but that's good reason for that, because the pictures that you've taken for those business cards get put into, if we go back to the main screen, the card holder. So if you go into the card holder, it actually gives you a sort of a virtual business card holder and a picture of each of those contacts with their actual contact details and a picture of their business card right next to it. So you can go back and browse and see that's what their business card looked like. It's a really cool app, and it's just $5.99 on, well, $5.99 on the iTunes App Store. Even the South African App Store has it in that dollar price. So if we work the current exchange rates, it's about 7 Rand to the dollar, so 42 Rand for the $6 app. It's worthwhile. It's a lot cheaper than the dedicated solutions and no less or no more accurate, so a fair trade-off. What would I rate it? Out of 10, is it a must-have accessory? Perhaps not for casual users. You can get it for gimmick value if you want to pay $6 to impress your friends. But as a business tool, it could actually be quite useful. And the few downsides to it, you can't really sync your card holder information to your computer. There's no way to get those pictures of those cards onto your computer other than manually moving the photos across. The accuracy is not that great, but it's possible, and it's actually more right than it is wrong most of the time. It's a really handy tool, and it could be a bit faster, but out of 10 I would give it a solid 7.